It's just broken. Hello everyone and welcome. So today we're in a place called Sconce Park, which is in Newark. So we're going to have a little walk around the park. The weather's absolutely awful, got to say. So we're going to do the walk around Sconce Park and then we're going to head into Newark and have a little walk around and show you a little bit of town. But like I say, the weather forecast is not looking good. So we'll make the most of it. So make sure you hit that like button and enjoy the rest of it, guys. Thank you. Hi folks. So we're starting the walk here in Sconce Park and this is down by the pavilion, and there's another car park where the children's park is, and we are going to walk up to that later, so I'll show you that in a bit when we get up there. But we've parked in this lower car park where we have the Tom Mann Pavilion. So if you're looking for somewhere to park that's free, this is a good spot to do it, and it's just on the housing estate. So, but yeah, it's just on the housing estate here. So yeah, a good place to park if you want to have a walk around the sconce. So today we are at Sconce and Devon Park, which is in Newark. Got two significant features here: the Queen's Sconce and the River Devon. The Queen's Sconce is one of Europe's most well-preserved earthwork fortifications, and it was one of the most important places in the Civil War as it was controlled the gateway to the north, and it was built in 1644. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over across to this field, and I do believe there's a commemorative sign here in the park, so we're going to go and check that out first. So we've got a little plaque here, which is a commemorative Peace Games plaque from 2014, a day unique in the world's history. Captain Robert Hamilton, 1st Royal Warwickshires. On Christmas Day 1914, the British and German troops played football in no man's land. William Setchfield of Newark witnessed that truce and may have supplied the ball and played in the game. So yeah, another little interesting fact. So as you can see, we've had a lot of rain. It's quite significant, the amount of rain we've had. And that's the River Devon flooded. So yeah, this is the river, and you can see it's flooded. We've had so much rain over the last few days. And again, Newark, it flooded last year quite significantly from the River Trent, and yeah, river levels are looking high again. And it's flooded in the field over the other side. But yeah, we're here for this bench, what we're here for, with the squirrel and the owl on it. So the bench was funded by the Friends of Sconce and Devon Park. The design was inspired by the pupils of Year 5 at Holy Trinity Catholic Academy 2016, and created by sculptor Peter Leadbeater from an oak tree felled close by. So what do you think to the bench? It's a bit wet, we'd have had a sit on it, but it's a bit too wet today. But yeah, lovely, isn't it, with the squirrel and the owl? So yeah, it's quite windy today as well, and it's cold. But we are heading to that sign over there, which is where the sconce is. This is the first real test of the microphone in very windy, I mean it is very windy, might not seem it, but it is. So in front of the Queen's Sconce we have butterfly that have been recorded locally here in this sconce. There's a really big variety. I've seen lots of these honey blues and common blues before, and the tortoise shell. Very popular in the Red Admirals. You'd pick one, which one's your favourite? Which one would your favourite, Shell? If you had to pick one. The peacocks, yeah. Peacocks are always pretty, aren't they? So yeah, it started raining again. But we're on the top of basically where the sconce is. There's a little board over here. I don't know if it tells you anything about the sconce from here. But I just talking about letting the grass and the wildflowers grow. But yeah, so we're going to go around the side of the sconce here, and there's a board, so we'll have a quick look at that. Oh. It's just broken. She just had a big gust of wind and it just blew that over. So it's broken, it's in bits now. Shall we get it on camera? So here we are at the sconce. So the town of Newark played a vital role during the English Civil War, 1642, 1646, strategically located on the intersection of the Great North Road, the Fosse Way and the lowest crossing of the River Trent. The town was a royalist stronghold and was besieged on 3 occasions. At the end of the second siege, the weakness of the town's defences were built, including the King's Sconce and the Queen's Sconce. So the other sconce was the King's Sconce, which was situated to the north of the castle. We know from John Twentyman's accounts that the sconce was built by the town's regiment, led by his uncle. The Queen's Sconce would have been garrisoned with around 150 troops during the siege. The soldiers would have had their quarters close to the ammunition store in the hollow at the centre of the sconce. As you can see, the outline pattern of what the sconce would have looked like, and how, being high up, it was quite well fortified. And these are one of the corners of the sconce. So showing you where the Queen's Sconce is, and the King's Sconce was over there, over that side. We also had the Edinburgh Sconce, which was over near the river, next to Kelham Hall. But yeah, quite a big sconce. So up at the top of Sconce Park, you have an outdoor fitness area and a little cafe, and then the big kids park. So if you've got kids, it's a good place to come to let the kids go and play. We used to come here when our kids were little. It is a big old park. It does get busy though when it's nice weather. Obviously today it's not nice, it's the opposite. So you got the travel lodge in town if you need to use one. That's the arcade, yeah, which takes you up to the market and the square. So Newark does have a big church which is called St Mary Magdalene. It's a parish church, and you can see it's big. So this is the War Memorial here, 1914 to 1918, 1939 to 1945. And it's got a magnificent sword. It is a very magnificent church, I will say that. So it's actually shut today. It's only open Tuesday to Saturday. It's not open on Monday. And if you're a local resident, of Newark. It's free to visit. What I can show you is some armour through the window. Underneath the window is a cannonball hole from a cannon fired from Beacon Hill. It isn't known why this was never repaired, or why it was fired. The church spire was used as a site marker for the governor's house. Whoever fired this cannonball wasn't very good at sighting. So this is interesting because it tells you about this chap on this gravestone who died 22nd of January 1844 in the 82nd year of his age. But it tells you here that he was discharged of his own request August 24th 1792. He was a sergeant. So here, as we're walking up, this is the grave of a cavalier. Here lie the remains of 31 persons formerly buried in the crypt beneath the altar of Newark Church and removed thence to this spot in 1883. Among them rest the bodies of Baron Donor, Commander of Queen Henrietta Mary's forces, Sir John Girlington, Sir John Gervase Eyre, and other loyal officers killed in action during the siege and gallant defence of Newark, 1643 to 1646. Would never have known that. There's another look at the church, and the book has apologised for all the noise. Workmen are doing something. So there is actually a sign that tells you about the hole in the dormer window, and that's placed right next to the church, as you can see. So I was just looking at this because I was curious to know what it was. It's next to the church, and it's the chimney from the church which heated the boiler, built in 1854. And the church is obviously next to it here. So that's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. So we have actually found a physical geocache, which is not too far away from the church. Getting it out might be tricky though, I didn't bring my toolkit with me. Pierce me, Jessie B. This is an old classic timber house that survived. Queen Henrietta Mary stayed during a moral boosting visit to the town during the first siege of Newark. So it does show you on there 16th century houses. Which tells you, tradition states that Henrietta Queen Charles I resided here when she visited Newark early in the Civil War period. Plenty of stuff selling here.
Sunflowers now.
Got nice different ones, aren't there? That's home garden giftware, Bowen Brook. Oh, there's more here, look. Okay, so here we are in Newark Castle grounds, where the castle used to be. At one time you could visit down, they got like a dungeon. I don't know if you can, we'll have a look in a minute. But this is the actual remains of the castle. And it right on to the River Trent. Now, we're actually soaking wet. As you can see, the water level's really high on the Trent, and it's raining again now. It's been raining for 3-4 days solid. Yeah, so we've come out today. Weather forecast said no rain, and yeah, as soon as we arrived, it's not stopped raining. But yeah, so this is the castle ruins. As you can see, quite interesting. So at the time of the Civil War, Newark Castle and much of the land around Newark was owned by the Crown. James I and Charles I were frequent visitors to Newark and would have stayed in the castle. This relationship with the Crown was one reason Newark chose to fight for the Royalist cause. So this section here is the North Curtain Wall, 3 metres thick, and had small rooms and passages built into it. In the angle between the gatehouse and the curtain wall in front of you, there was a small turret similar to the one which still stands on the other side of the gatehouse. This turret was blown apart with gunpowder in 1646, following the capture of the castle by the Roundheads. Having entered the castle through the gatehouse, the 12th century visitors will have come across a range of buildings, including a kitchen and a chapel within a paved or cobbled courtyard. Important visitors would have been received in the Bishop's special private suite on the first floor of the gatehouse. During the 17th and 18th centuries, local people stole most of the high quality facing stone from the side of the gatehouse. The opposite side survived in much better condition because the stone robbers found it too difficult to reach. And if I show you, so this is the gatehouse here, as you can see, gatehouse in all its glory, and this side is where you'll see the River Trent. And that building over there, with all the steam coming out of it, that is the sugar factory. It's Newark's sugar factory. And then Kelham is in the distance over there before you get to the hill. And you can see the River Trent is really high today. Let's have a walk over to, so we can't go in them anymore. You used to be able to get in there, but you can't get in there anymore. Oh, there's a good view, shall not? There's a good view of the River Trent, you can see how high it is. And then the locks. So we are missing something, and that's the umbrella. And she also, I did catch on camera doing that though, nearly fell over that hole. The umbrella's gone. A faithful umbrella that she's had for many years is finally broken. There was a big gust of wind and it just all folded inside on itself. Oh, yeah. To cover the distance of just 1 mile, walk 11 times along this ancient pile. Interesting. So I think this is the dungeon here, or it used to be the dungeon. I'm sure down there. I'm sure I've been to it. And there's more of the Trent. Okay, have a look up there. Oh, they've got a window, so there's a room you can access. But not today, everything's locked up. So this here is a curtain wall. It's what's known as a curtain wall. There's an image of it here, so I'll show it you. So 1300, the riverside curtain wall was rebuilt and timber frame building was constructed against it. If you look carefully at the wall to the left of the gatehouse, you can still see the line left where the roof of this building joined the stone curtain wall. Yes, you can see it, look. You can see the ridge at the top. The building was divided into a series of rooms, including 2 large halls, the Great Hall and the Bishop's Hall. The large windows you can see in the riverside curtain wall would have bit allowed light into the halls. The windows could safely be as large as this because the castle was protected by the river on the side. The Great Hall was also used by the bishop for official business, such as holding courts, with the accused being brought straight from 2 prison cells in the central tower. So this place is the Corn Exchange now. Alright, so now we're heading towards the market square of Newark. We'll see when we're down there if the market is actually on today. A little shop there called the Loose Cannon, look. Oh, I think it's actually a bar. Yeah. So the Governor's House is a timber frame building. It was here during the Civil War that all the major decisions were made. It was also the place Prince Rupert came to stay after falling out with the King over losing Bristol to the Parliamentarians. And it does have some really nice wooden beams at the top apparently, that you can see. So here in Newark is also a memorial plaque dedicated to the thousands of men and women, many nations, that served on nearby airfields and walked and enjoyed the ancient streets of Newark during the war between 1939 and 1945. So a lot of the bomber crews were based near here during the Second World War, and Newark was a very popular place to visit when they had a bit of downtime. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's right opposite the Governor's House. Very nice bit of artwork here. How lovely is that? This is St Mark's Place, Eggleston's Yard. So this is the market area. Obviously there's not a lot on today. Got the Greggs, ever popular Greggs. No, not yet. Well, they have, it's here, look. They do have a little tree in the town. It's not very big though. We're back into this market area. And here we have what used to be the indoor market. And council buildings. And now the rain has stopped. And there's another old building up there in that corner. That's got a really old design to it, that building there. So this here in Newark doesn't look much, but this is the old police station that used to be here in Newark, which is now a piano school, which is part of Newark College. Who knew that they had a piano school in Newark? And then you've got the Palace Theatre, which is pretty much next door. Okay, so now we're looking at the old ambulance station, and the police station is opposite. So that's the Nottinghamshire Newark Police Station. You see it's quite big. For a police station it's a decent size. And next to it you've got the ambulance station. So this police station here cost, have a guess how much it cost to have it made? £7 million in 2006. That's another physical geocache done while we're in Newark. A nice easy one. On metal. Also found this, discovered this. That's someone's booklet for a car, Fiat 500. That's fell out obviously of someone's car. It's interesting, another little chapel here. Adventist temple. Original old religion of the English people. The native faith of the northern lands. Temple is open Wednesdays 1 till 5. Services are held regularly on feast days. Oh, that is interesting. That is very interesting. I was not expecting to see this. I'll just come around the back a bit. I mean, it's got 3 little windows. And then 3 windows on this side as well. Fascinating. Never even knew this existed. And I've been to Newark many times. Okay, so now we are heading back out of Newark and heading back towards Sconce Park. Okay, so this is the last building to look at, and this is the fire station here at Newark. And you see they've got the helmets on display up there, look.
Oh yeah. Modern
and old. And then we've got 3 engines in the house, a big one in the centre and 2 smaller ones to the left and right. So here in Sconce, there's a little area here that they've been developing. So they've planted a few new trees down, and that's where they need to be careful and be respectful. And then opposite here, there's a little bit of a garden with 2 benches with people's names on it. And so we are parked in the rear of Sconce Park, which I must point out is free to park in, but it is a charitable donation box if you would like to donate to charity. So yeah, typical English weather. We've come to the end of the walk and it stopped raining. So I've been out all morning and got absolutely soaking wet, as you do in England. And now it's well, it's not bone dry, but it's not raining. And the sun, even though it's low, it's starting to come through. So that's it, folks. We've done now. We're back on Sconce Park, heading back to the car. We've had a brilliant day out in Newark, despite it actually being awful weather. It's calmed down a little bit now. It was absolutely awful earlier. Rain, wind, freezing cold. But yeah, we live not far away from Newark, so it was quite an experience to walk around and see a couple of the things that I've never seen before, like the cannonball in the church spire. Didn't even know that was a thing. Been here many times before, never seen it. So yeah, that was quite interesting to see. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe, that'd be awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.